Hey YouTube, it's me. So I really wanted to get something out there for the new upcoming era. We're about to hit the 20s, like the roaring 20s. So here's the cool thing about being in the roaring 20s. It's a fresh start. It is a fresh start. What is it? Tabla rosa, you know what I'm talking about, like that. Clean slate, okay? I have some advice. And not like I'm the person that should be giving advice, but I promise you, I guarantee you that your 2020 will be better if you just heed these three things, okay? So, number one, know your definitions and know the definitions of people around you. When I say definitions, say you have a friend and your friend borrows a shirt and doesn't bring it back. You get kind of upset, you let it go because they're your friend, right? But they never give it back. And it becomes a problem for you deep in the back of your mind, and the friendship's over one day for whatever reason, right? And you ask for the shirt back, and they never give it back. They say that's not stealing, you gave it to them. You consider it stealing because they didn't ask to keep it. So, and you didn't give permission for them to keep it. They just were supposed to borrow it with the intentions of getting it back. So, you need to know when you get into a relationship, be it a friend, a lover, whatever, what their definition is of moral definition words. Like, you need to know their vocabulary. What does love mean to you? What does trust mean to you? What does stealing mean to you? What does cheating mean to you? You know, what does honesty mean to you? What is that word? What does a couple mean to you? What is all these things? Or, you know, what does religion mean to you, or spirituality? You need to know what those definitions are, because you'll be surprised if you ask 7 people across the globe what trust means, or you'll get different answers all across the board. And the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life is assuming that other people have the same definition of a word or a meaning that I just assume that theirs is the same. And I have literally been told before by a guy, you know, that I was dating, believe it or not. You know, I found out he was cheating on me, and I asked him straight out. You know, we're sitting next to each other. I just found out, the girl called middle of the night kind of thing. And I said, why did you do this? We're in a relationship, doesn't that mean anything to you? He's like, yeah, I knew we were in a relationship, but I didn't know that meant we couldn't be with other people. To me, I just assumed a relationship included, you know, exclusivity. But it didn't to him, and I never bothered to ask at any point what he considered a relationship. What did that entail of? Had I asked, maybe he would have been honest and been like, oh, you know, I'm open. I'm in an open relationship, so to me, it's I love somebody, give them my heart, but I'm free to wander. If I would have known that, I would have missed everything, because I would have just dodged that real quick. So, know your definitions. Happiness, trust, love, honesty, stealing, anything, rage, you know, curious, whatever the word is that means something to you, into that relationship, that bond, you need to define it. Just ask them. Just have fun. Ask. I ask people all the time, so what is happiness to you? What is a good person to you? What is, you know, just do it. And I promise you'll figure out who you need to keep in your circle, who you need to cut out, and you'll be left with a stronger sense of self, because the peers around you, because they say you are, you know, those 5 people you run into the most, okay? You will identify yourself more when you realize what kind of people you do and do not want in your life. And that comes down to how they view things. So that's number 1. Number 2, meditate. Yes, I mean meditate. It doesn't have to be some crazy yoga guru fantastic stuff. All you have to do to really relax, and it's a proven fact that mindfulness, just practicing focusing on breathing for just a couple minutes a day, even 30 seconds every day, shrinks your amygdala. And your amygdala is part of your brain, and it's what controls anxiety, fear, anger, all of those terrible feelings are in there. And the smaller you can shrink it, and you can physically shrink it. They did a study at Harvard. They had people meditate for 30 seconds every day and then continuously build up eventually. They did brain scans before and after and showed that the amygdala physically shrank, and they felt better. They were better off 30 seconds a day. If you try that for 2020, I promise, things will align a lot better for you in your life. At least you'll feel that way. I personally suffer from anxiety, and when I do meditate, it changes everything. There's a lot of great guided meditations on YouTube. Just type one in, try it out. If you don't like it, try another one. There's lots of different people with different soothing voices and sounds and techniques to help you relax. There's also a lot of apps out there now, so try it. You're welcome. Here's the important one, the most important one. And I can't stress it enough, how important it is. You need to evaluate how you treat others. There's been a lot of tragedies in our country involving shootings, mass shootings. I live here in Virginia, and I was there the day at the courthouse where there was this huge, terrible massacre. I was in the parking lot right when it started. Almost, just a terrible tragedy, just the worst thing that happened around here in years. And it's all because of one person and a bad attitude. And the people you work with, the people you go to school with, the people you interact with, they're necessary, okay? You have to interact and engage with other people. In fact, it's the number one reason you stay alive longer is human interaction. If that's so vital, don't you think it's very important to tend to that and nurture it? Stop bullying people, be nice, say hello, wave when you go by people, be courteous, say thank you. Those little pieces of interaction not only prolong your life, really physically prolong your life, prolong somebody else's. And you could probably be the person that could prevent a tragedy from happening by being nice to the kid at school who gets picked on, or the person on the bus who always gets shoved out of the way. Being kind once a day will change everything. So for 2020, I hope it's a real roaring 20s. I really have lots of hope for 2020. And I haven't said that about an upcoming year in a long time. I usually dread it, but 2020, it just seems to me like things will be clear. Obviously 2020, like vision. So let's keep all of this mindset and ideas from your hindsight and put it actively into 2020 so we can have an awesome year. So those are my 3 guaranteed strategies to improve your new era. Welcome to the 20s. This is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. See you guys there.